Guys, it is Sarah here today with Grassroots Evolution, and today is September 28th, and I'm here today to bring you a message from Spirit on how we can complete this September, complete any cycles that we've been working on to move into October fresh. 10, October, is a lot about new beginnings and endings, so 10 about completion, but numerically it's still a 1. So what I'd like to do, my throat's going foggy all of a sudden, so obviously this message may be for some of you, but what we can do to wrap up the cycles that we've been working on in September to go brand new into October, or what Spirit would have for us. So I would like to remind you before I go ahead and do this that whatever guidance that I give, whatever the cards and the energy read, it's up to you and your free will to implement it how you choose, how you see fit for you. If there's something I say that you really feel that's not for you, then disregard it. Take what resonates for you, and you will know on a deeper soul level if it's for you or not. It's going to move you. It's going to trigger you. If you disagree with whatever I'm saying, work that through for you. Why and what is the course of action for you to take in this particular situation. Okay? I'm going to take one more second to say, if you're new, welcome. If you'd like, absolutely subscribe to the channel. Like the videos, share, I'm very welcoming to anyone who's new. And, excuse me, before I get going, I'd also like to ask at this time that Archangel Michael take an interest in us today, bless us, and guide us in this reading, and any of you who would like that, as well as to call in my team of light. And I'm going to be first off using the Sacred Rebel Oracle as well as the Keeper of Light Oracle. Okay, so I'm being guided first. We're going to go with the Keeper of Light Oracle. Spirit, what is one message that you have? Thank you. There's two down here. Oh, there's one that's flopped out. So the first one is actually flopped out. I didn't even get to say my sentence. So is the Shekinah and the Sacred Self. This is the Divine Feminine. She is armed with moon, wisdom, and beautiful, beautiful white dove of truth at her throat. The two that fell funny enough is Joan of Arc and the Voice of Truth. And stand strong. Focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. So first off, here's two I see on this. The first one is you have that God self within you. You can make this happen. And I was zoomed in on her throat. Well, here is Joan of Arc. And, I mean, we're not going to be persecuted this time. She was burned at the stake. We're not going to be. There's laws in place. There's a little less crude way of living, right? So whatever fears you have, though, they may have been ancestral. They may have been things that in past lives maybe we were burned, right? This could be metaphorically as well throughout our life in this lifetime. Maybe we've been burned when we speak our truth, and it keeps us to stay small and quiet within our little shell because nobody can hurt us. At this point, though, you have your Creator Self here with you and guiding you to speak whatever truth it is. And if you look at this Joan of Arc, she has the light behind her in her crown. She is circled with peace lilies and in the light. And as long as your truth is of light and love, she still has her sword in front of her to guard her and arm her. She is armed with unwavering truth, okay? And the one that also has come out here is Life Force. I'm sorry for the glare, guys. But it's this Cernunos. I never say it properly. But he also here is like part of the forest. And I love this because it's also autumn. He has these kind of ram horns mixed in with the deer. He's very, very, to me, symbolic of autumn, with the oak around him, as well as the part man and part beast. Express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. So for the end of September, the spirit is definitely guiding us here. Pay attention to your God self. You have the ability to bring the things that you would want to manifest into form. it may mean that you have to, you're going to speak the truth, and that bringing life force, this is not just about sexual desires, but it could be definitely, but finding truth on what moves you. Maybe you're going to start a new dance class. Maybe you're going to do some yoga or working out. Maybe some deep breathing meditations to connect your body, right? If we're trying to move into a place of fully being embodied within our, first off, our emotional body, our mental space, and spirit, we need to worry about this physical body as well, because it is really important to keep ourselves alive on this planet. And I'm being guided just to do a quick little read up on some extra information for this guy whose name I am horrible with. Okay, so this guy is also named as Herni. He's a Celtic stag god who represents connection to the earth. He's one of the oldest recognized Celtic gods and features of the Gundenstrup cauldron, a giant silver vessel from the Iron Age. He's the lover of the Great Mother and impregnates the land so that it will be filled with life. He can help us from a connection with the animal spirits and ancestors of our land. There is a deep buildup of life force within you now, and a need to channel it into action. You may have extra energy, or be more alert than usual, or be aware of a sense of increased sensual or sexual energy. If you've been unsure how this ties into your spiritual path, know that it can allow you to access the richness of your soul. When we are not expressing ourselves sexually, or spiritual potential can become tamed or muted. So if you are denying yourself a desire, ask yourself, how can I fulfill it? Ask Senanos to help you access your sexual self so that you can express it with integrity in a way that honors your soul. If you and your partner are trying for a child and this card appears, fertility is very possible, especially if Bridget, so is his twin flame, is present. So Bridget actually is about inner strength and holding our own heart fire, which goes along with Joan of Arc. This woman, she is an incredibly strong female archetype of our time. So Spirit really is asking you. This could also be creative passion, right? Finding life force, dancing. When we do that, it allows Kundalini to rise. It allows us to be our full embodied selves. So being connected with your spiritual self, being connected with your body self, here having your truth, this is fully embodying who you are and asking yourself not to fear the desires that you're having in this physical world, not to fear the things that bring you passion, because you are connected both on the higher realms, but that this sword here, you are able to speak your truth. Let go of any fears of persecution for doing this. And I hope that resonated for some of you. I'm going to also bring one last message from the Sacred Rebel Oracle on how we can stay in our authenticity, right? And how we can allow whatever changes, whatever we bring, whatever truth is spoken, whatever we bring into our life force energy, that this stays authentic to who we are. So Spirit, what guidance do you have from the Sacred Rebel Oracle? Thank you. And we got number 18, which is Spirals of Manifestation. So I'm going to invite you to take a look at this card for a moment, and I'll try and hold it as steady as I can. And I'm going to ask you to look at this card, and first, when you look at it, tell me, what does it make? Well, don't tell me because you can't, but what do you see first off? What are the things in this card that you're drawn to? For me, one of it is the shell at the top of her head, and her third eye almost being lit with white, and these rainbow spirals coming out. But spirals of manifestation, the creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It's not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there's a genius within that can guide us on our alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression and curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be a logical progression. So in this case, something is coming into being, and we really are being asked to, as we are intentionally setting our path for what we'd like to manifest into the world, and we're having our connection with the divine and being, this seems to me, balanced within our chakras. Our life is not linear. We don't go from point A to point B, and what kind of life would that be? With these spirals and with all of the changes within our life and the cycles that we're coming into, we're constantly changing our cycles. That's what we're meant to do on this earth. We're meant to experience our world, and we each have lessons and blessings that are unique to us that we set aside for ourselves. What this card is asking is that try and drop the attachment to what it's going to look like and just openly receive how these come. Work on yourself first. Balance out the chakras so that what you're putting out into the world, you're vibrating back to you, this beauty and color in this world. Don't get so bottlenecked into thinking that things have to look a certain way, because the beauty of the world comes in the most unexpected ways for us. So to integrate this, okay, one quick little thing that I am going to bring to you from number 18, from the Spirals of Manifestation, to help us remember here that, well, first off, time is fluid, right? So manifestation, sometimes we may have been working for something for a really long time and even forgot that we'd set that into motion. And while we're working so hard to achieve something else and raise our own vibration, something that had been long forgotten about may come back. So if you can see that everything that you're doing, as long as you're coming from a place of love and light, you are going to be attracting the lessons, the blessings, the experiences of all of your higher self's intentions for yourself as well. And this is all in divine order. So you can take a breather. You can try and relax and just let things come to you the way that they want. So if you'd like to integrate this, take a deep breath in for me, guys. And imagine light coming down and through the top of your head. And love, and fill yourself up. See your whole body filled with this light and love, and let go of anything inauthentic. Do this again. And one more time, guys. Bring in that love into your body. Fill yourself up. Fill your cup. And let out any fear or doubt that you're lovable. Because Spirit's got you. And I want you to repeat after me. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. One last time to integrate this, guys. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith.